We're here at the Hurstbridge ground again today. Our home ground, as you know, and it's been an absolute disgraceful day for football. It's rained all day. But the PantonHill Football Club has risen to the occasion and won by how many goals was it, Dean?
Oh, I think it was close to 15. I think 15 or 16 goals today, Johnny.
Yeah, and they kicked a couple real late in the last quarter, didn't they?
Yeah. Shane made a few moves in the end and threw the side around a little bit, and unfortunately they kicked a couple of goals. So that's the way it goes, Johnny.
Dean, the first quarter was an interesting one, I thought. They had a spare man in defence.
Yeah. We expected that. They had that last time we played them. And I said to Shane as we were walking out to address the boys at quarter time, they probably had 60% of the play. I think we might have been 4 goals up, but they actually just had more of the play and probably were unlucky to convert and not be closer. But, it's one of those games you get on top in these conditions, Johnny. You tend to probably go away with it, and that's what we did.
Didn't do it in the second quarter. Your man didn't man up in the second quarter. They had a loose man to go.
They did. They did. No, we did. We put Johnny Byron back there. Joffa back there, and he played on him. So I'm not too sure if you're watching the game, Johnny, at all. But Joff went and played on Gresh.
That's in the first quarter, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right, John.
Oh, Johnny, you could be right. Actually, you could be right. Yes. No, we actually got.
They went back to a traditional setup in the second
quarter. Thank you very much, Shane.
Sorry.
That's the only time I've got him all year. You know that.
It's the only time. Can't believe it, Johnny.
I kicked a goal today, mate.
That's why I pay Shane the big dollars, Johnny.
I thought the guys did extremely well all day, Dean, because it was a day not for hand passing, it was a day for long kicking, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the conditions are just they're atrocious today, and it's just Shane and I set this up at the boys' start of the game. Was limit the handballs, get the ball in the boot, and away you go. So.
Brilliant.
You can edit that one, Johnny. It's all right.
That's a problem. It takes ages and ages and ages to edit those out, so I just can't. So where were we, mate?
Talking about the ground conditions and the way the boys played, Johnny, and as I said, they played well. It's really hard to play in conditions like this because the ball's slippery, and blokes try to get each other into the game, but on conditions like this, it can actually be to your detriment. You really just got to get the ball and kick it on and move the ball along, and that's what we did, I reckon, pretty effectively.
Shane, how do you see the side? Overall this year? I know we talked earlier on in the year, but how do you see the team as a team this year? And where's our strengths and where's our weaknesses?
Good question, John. Should have written that one down for me earlier. Probably really this year, putting all the young guys into the team's made a massive difference, and it's definitely bonded the group probably a lot closer together. As we've said before, our average age this year is probably in the mid to low 20s, where last year was probably closer to 30. Also today, getting Abe Williams back into the side as well. He certainly played well. Strengths-wise, I think we seem to have a strength across every line, but our back line's been fantastic, restricting opposition scores so far this year. Probably our weakness has sometimes been our conversion rate. We're kicking for goal, and blokes really missing set shots that they should have. Obviously today with the conditions, a few guys did. But honestly, John, we must congratulate Dean on winning the Coaches of the Month award. It's fantastic for Dean. He's works so hard, and he puts everything into it. So well done, Dean. It's fantastic.
He could do with that. He could do with that, couldn't he? Couldn't he, Shane? He needs that sort of confidence going in each week.
He does. He's got no confidence, Dean. Sometimes he needs a good pat on the back.
Yeah. What about in the coming weeks? What's our plans in the coming weeks?
Well, our draw, we've both spoken about. Our draw's worked out pretty well for us. We've got St Mary's next week, then we've got another bye, then we've got Heidelberg West and Reservoir. So ultimately, it's sensational for us having a bye 2 weeks to go, and it gives us another chance to freshen up. We're not going to tinker with resting guys and so on unless blokes are sore, like Callum Stewart was today, because you don't play with a side that's playing well. And at the end of the day, we are playing good footy. We've won six in a row now, and hopefully we can keep going from strength to strength. And it's going to get harder. There's going to be Dean will come back, Callum will come back, Tyler Scarce will come back, Keno will come back. There's plenty of guys still want to come into this football side. So I can't imagine anyone here is going to say that they want to rest.
Dean, how's your knee coming up, mate?
Okay, Johnny. It's slow progress, but I think I'll probably try to make a comeback after the bye, Johnny, if I can try to have a run around and go from there, mate. So we'll see how we go.
Your mother's not as confident as you, though, is she?
What was that, sorry, John?
Your mother is not as confident as you?
No, she wants me to sit out and rest it, and so does the wife. But you're a long time retired, and in the end, Johnny, you've got to have your best players in the park at the same time, and I'm in that category, John. So we want to be out there playing.
I fed you the right line again, then.
That's exactly right, John. You've done well.
Who do we play next week?
St Mary's next week.
St Mary's. St Mary's are not playing as well as they did earlier on in the year, are they?
No, they're not, but they're still a danger side, Johnny. If you let them go, they've got about 4 or 5 on ballers who are quite dangerous, and they get them up and going. And so we have to be mindful of that, John. And again, we just have to continue doing what we do week in, week out, and hopefully the outcomes will occur in our favour, John, which they have been.
And we've only got 3 games left, haven't we?
Yes.
We've got 1 more here.
2 more here.
2 more here.
Sorry, John, 1 more here, which is Reservoir, the last game.
The last game. So we're at St Mary's next week, and after that, who is it?
We've got the bye, then we play Heidelberg West at Heidelberg West, and then we've got Reservoir to finish.
It's a big ground for us too. That'll be a good game.
Yeah, and that's why we wanted to play there. Another big ground for us to test ourselves on.
Yeah. Better players for the day, Dean?
Look, I thought Teddy. Teddy was fantastic today. He was. Yeah, he was. He his conditions. Really suits the big fat slow bloke. So it was really his conditions today. I thought Timmy Duckworth's game was great. Lloyd, it's good to have him back after a couple of weeks. 4 or 5 weeks injured to come back today. Abe Williams, he's just a class act, isn't he? In the end, he can just play, and the ball seems slippery out there. But when Abe seems to get it, it just seems to stick. So he was really good too. And I thought Bryce's game was really good.
Bryce's he's an amazing little bloke, isn't he? Really, he's got no fear.
No,
he's as skinny as a rake.
Yeah.
But he goes and gets the ball, and he usually does something with it each time.
We've been really lucky. Shane, over the last 2 years, has really taken him under his wing, and with Shane's experience and football knowledge, has really taught him the ins and outs of the game, and he's thriving, absolutely thriving. So I have to really give credit to Shane. Now, there's not many things Shane does at this club, but that's one of the good ones.
You just got to grin and bear that, Shane, don't you? Hey, I've got used to him. I have. It's taken me a long time, but I have got used to him. Okay, look, because it's wet and cold and I'm freezing, we're going to wrap it up as quickly as we can this week. Thanks very much for your time, guys. Again, the first time you've been together, Heckle and Jekyll, it's been good. We'll do it again. Grand finals time, okay?
Thanks, Johnny.
Good on you, mate.